Hello, it is fishbulbgeek and I am back with Urza and we are here in Markarth. We're going to go talk to Calcelmo. It's going to go probably about as well as I expect. And then we are going to carry on with our little Thieves Guild. We're going to get a proper little heist job today. I've changed up the look slightly. I managed to get my hands on some ebony, so I've now got some proper dragon bone weapons. So I'm now entirely Dragonbone, and I changed up my cloak to the Dragon Priest cloak because I think it just looks cool. Um, I also made my smithing legendary because I decided, nah, I got Dragonbone, crafted all my stuff. I can put some of those points into something else. So I did. Two effects on enchantments on my weapons. So my weapons and my cloak. Sadly, not my armor, but I'd already taken the points out before I remembered I didn't have 2 points on each of my armor. So, in hindsight, a little bit foolish. I could have gotten some really cool stuff there, but I kind of didn't. So, that's my own fault. Don't worry, I'll have that back up to 100 in no time for smithing to get myself back up into Dragonbone. But I'm pretty badass without it, so we'll just carry on and we'll just accept the fact that we've got cool weapons. And we could have had cooler armor, but we don't. That's just something Urza will have to live with. Again, not the most amount of forethought. I was too excited about the weapons. And then, after I'd done the weapons, I thought, ooh, when I'm enchanting the weapons, I can put two effects on this if I just, you know, get that up to 100. What's the quickest way to get the perks in? Because I already had the level up. And I thought, ooh, I can make something legendary. What can I make legendary? Turns out it was pretty much just the smithing. So, you know, that's how that happened. And it was only much later that I realized you could have made yourself another set of armor and then put double enchantments on that. It's not like you haven't got the soul gems, but hey ho, live and learn, am I right? Live and learn. But anyway, now we're completely badass. We are gonna go and speak to Calcemo. And, well, let's just see how that goes for us. Also, we're gonna finally give him a dwarven arrow, because we've had that for the longest time, one of those little miscellaneous quests. Um, Ever since we picked up a dwarven arrow, so we'll finally get that cleared as well. Oh, let's see what this is.
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies. First, you take away Talos. Now you're keeping us from seeing Honor dead? You and the Jarl will answer for any desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
That's enough, Thongvor. We're done.
I'd forgotten about that.
The Silverblood family will be heard.
What do you have to say for
You
yourself?
there, you another Imperial puppet? Answer me. What of it, she says. Your empire is destroying everything Skyrim stands for. Honor, pride, mighty Talos. You can tell Jarl Igmund that the Silverblood family won't tolerate his cowardice for much longer.
I mean, in fairness, I support Talos. I disagree with the fact that they've outlawed that, but then again, that's just kowtowing to the elves, the high elves specifically. Before I malign all the other cool elves. Um, hmm,
We
why should they
own
all
Sidna
listen to
Mine,
you?
best prison in Skyrim, and source of half the wealth in this city. We keep the Reach safe. We flood Markarth with wealth. But does the Jarl listen to us when we want to say? No. He's busy forgetting that Ulfric Stormcloak saved this city from the Forsworn. Ulfric's a hero, not a damn criminal.
I mean, why not both? Because he kind of is both.
He used the Thum, shouted those Forsworn from the walls. Then he led a band of Nord warriors in to take the city. Just like Talos himself at the Battle of Old Hroldan, reclaiming the Reach from those heathen natives.
I mean, reclaiming the reach from those heathen natives. They're natives. You kind of, I don't know. I don't know the whole history. I'm sure I have heard it at some point. I've watched a lot of videos about Skyrim and Elder Scrolls specifically, and like the history comes up a lot of times. I'm sure I should have a more nuanced understanding of it, but I don't. But I mean, that's like super insular and super racist, and I'm not actually sure if he's right or wrong. Everyone's entitled to their beliefs, of course, but I'm not actually sure. I don't support them. I do support the Imperials. Do I say? Can I tell him that I support the worship of Talos?
That's a true Nord hero. A legend. So great that the divines themselves lifted his soul into the heavens and made him a god. He founded the Empire, and now they've turned their back on him to appease the elves. Elves. Do the elves rule Skyrim, or do the Nords?
I mean, I'm with you on hating on the elves.
They started the Great War, nearly destroyed the Imperial City. Then the Emperor took the coward's way out and surrendered. Now, the elves dictate everything we do, and they don't want us acknowledging a mere human like Talos as the god he is.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that aspect of it.
Stay out of trouble in my city.
It's not your city. It's the Jarl's. Don't worry. Uh, pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure if this is in the hands of the Stormcloaks, we take it back. So don't get on my side. I'm going to be leading that charge. Have you seen what I'm wearing, by the way? Check me out. Face me on the battlefield and fear death. I show no mercy.
Here to see the Jarl. No sudden moves. Understand?
No, I don't actually care about the art. I mean, I will at some point introduce myself, but for now, let's go and talk to Calcelmo. Hello.
Look, I'm very busy, so this better be important. What are you doing here? The excavation site is
Oh, I love the excavation. That's
Any
really
more
fun.
workers or guards? Zell? The ruins underneath Markarth? The wealth of artifacts that I've based 2 human lifetimes of research on? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. And you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry, I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you?
Actually, does it make it easier if I put him on my side by clearing the excavation site? I mean, I'm tempted to do it anyway.
Yes, their history and culture is all around us in Markarth, a race of stonecutters, artisans, and engineers. They invented machines and built elaborate underground cities where they researched powers to rival the gods themselves. And then, at a time we are still not sure when, they disappeared. The whole people, all at once, leaving behind only their works. To protect my research, for one. There are more cutthroat scholars out there who would steal my findings if they got the chance. And the excavations into Zell are dangerous. Dwemer machines and traps still function, even after thousands of years.
Can I not show him the... Do I have one in my inventory?
Persistent, aren't you? Oh, very well. Who am I to stand in the way of curiosity? I'll let you in if you agree to something for me. There's a giant spider in Zell. My workers call her Nimhi, the poisoned one. If you deal with Nimhi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer museum. What do you say? Enthusiasm. Good. Here's the key to the dig site.
Yes, I knew if I did that, I couldn't remember that. Like, 100% for certain exactly what it was, but I knew it was good to do that first.
Now,
Also, no, no, that's not the wrong one. Do I not have that mission active? Do I have to have it active? What? Okay, that
decide.
doesn't want to work. Let's try that again. Oh, fair enough. I'm convinced that's still open. Oh, it only counts as miscellaneous. That's mental. Oh, let's just take that one off. At some point, I will remember to do all these little things. I've got a copy of that somewhere, I think. Hang on. God, there's loads in here that I haven't done. No, 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 no. I'm convinced there's an actual mission and that I've never actually spoken to him, so I can't have done it yet.
There's work to be done.
I'm very confused. I didn't think I'd done that mission. And it's a real silly little mission. Yeah, I've got dwarven arrows on me and everything. Does it only last like a certain amount of time and then it disappears or something? I'm not sure. Um, right, let's go into the excavation site, shall we? This'll be, well, I say fun. No, it will be fun. I remember one of the first times. In fact, I think it was possibly the first time I was. The first, I think it might be the first. It was certainly the first time I got here in the game, and Lydia was my trusty um, warrior pony who was carrying all my goods, and she had a lot of gear on her at the time. She was almost always constantly carrying stuff, and we were just outside the chamber where you meet Nimmy, and well, she didn't die, but she did phase through the earth, and it was very annoying. And I kept thinking she was going to come back if I was like dragged her into another load zone or something like that, but she never did, and it was very annoying. Um, because she had all that gear. I don't think I rage quit because of that, but it did tick me off, and that was where I learned. Oh, by the way, your companions can just disappear from the game 100% if they phase through the earth, and you'll never know why. So that was a fun experience. I mean, knowing what I know now, she had probably just, I don't know if she maybe like spawned back in home base for her, which probably would have been the Jarl's castle because I don't think I had my home at the time, or maybe in the home if I had my home. So who knows what would have happened. Um, but I certainly didn't know any better at the time, and it was very distressing. I was not. I feel I should stress this. I was not level 50, so I had great fear, and I think I was crouched. I think I triggered her, and I was crouched somewhere here when she phased, and it was just distressing. And look at that, giant spider, 3 swings. Um, yeah, you know what? We don't need to clear the dig site. We will come back and clear that later. We just want the access to the museum. So on that note, let's put that away and nip back up. I can't believe that I've never spoken to him. How has that mission disappeared? That's honestly gonna bug me. Can't remember what you get at the bottom of the. Oh no, wait, it's over there. what you get at the bottom. Well, when you go through the ruins. I mean, I'm sure it's cool. Probably a word of power or something, maybe. But no, we're all about the sneaky, stealthy heist. Sneaky, stealthy heist. Hopefully, it's gonna go well. Can't guarantee it is, but we'll certainly give it a shot. Oh, I've got loads of jewelry and loads of soul gems. I could completely rejig all of my rings to like completely overpower my character. I mean, it feels like cheating, especially since wearing all the rings is a mod, but I mean, it'd be fun. And I'm all about the fun.
I have the artifacts I've discovered. You have my gratitude. That spider had interfering with my excavations for months. As promised, here's the key to the Dwemer Museum. Mind the displays. Some of them are quite fragile.
Excellent. Now let's
Then
lead into
you're
this.
well informed. I am at this very moment on the cusp of completing my magnum opus on the subject. I'm calling it Calcelmo's Guide to the Former Tongue. It will revolutionize the way we understand those ancient beings.
Should I tell him I actually know some live ones? Because well, live one anyway. Because I totally do. I've just realised I know this. I know snow elves. He could probably help you translate the Falmer tongue,
Preposterous! That
perhaps
research
even from the
represents
root.
years of personal toil in some of the most dangerous Dwemer ruins in Skyrim. You must be mad to think I'd allow anyone to see it before it's completed. I've already provided you a key to the museum. You should consider it an honor if you are allowed to browse my collection. I'm sorry, but that's as far as my generosity extends.
I mean, fair. Oh. I know. I still don't think it'll give me enough points to put back into smithing, but I think I've just realised I could steal more points from something else if I made another talent legendary, because I think I made like heavy armor. I might be one away from making heavy armor legendary, but I think I've just figured out a quick way to get smithing legendary to get
Old Warren City underneath
some new dragonbone armor.
Shoe and sell. Best steer clear if you don't want a steam centurion carving you up.
I like the idea of seeing a steam centurion now I'm like this. Right. Now, I'm allowed in here because he gave me the key. I can't remember at what point I have to be sneaky, sneaky and not be caught. But that point will come, so let's just drop a quick save here and have a wee look. Now,
There must be a dozen men up there. Yeah. Calcelmo called in his entire expedition team. Said he needed every man he could get to protect his research. Better them than us. We lost 3 good men to the traps up there. And for what? Just to see another damn spider clanking around?
let's test this. How much am I allowed in here? It's kind of cool. I like it. I like it. It's pretty chill. Pretty sure I'm allowed in here. Also pretty sure they haven't actually spotted me yet. Ooh, I bet you I'm not allowed in here. Oh, I, I still reckon I'm probably not allowed in here. Oh, is this just a really boring... Okay, you know what? That's less interesting. Thought there'd be like a really cool pet spider. Right, I'm gonna just continue sneaking as best I can. Get rid of these guys. Well, that's clearly the way I'm going. What's over... Alright. Ooh. Oh maybe I mean, he gave me a key. Uh-oh. Yeah, he gave me a key, but my sneak did just increase. I'm not sure what that implies. Aha! Didn't know it was there, but I'll take it anyway. I actually thought that was later on in the mission that you found the stone, like up in his actual laboratory, but clearly it's in his quarters. So I didn't realize that. I think from here on in, I definitely have to sneak. So yeah, let's see how this goes. It's not a very big section, but I'm sure. Do I have through voice? Would that even help? Disarm's kind of intriguing actually, but I don't think become ethereal will help me. I mean, it might let me sneak. It might let me sneak through things, but it won't exactly let me do anything else. That's just. Let's just take that off. That the raw voice. Shall we give it a try? Oh, don't see me. I'm not sure I'm going in the right direction, but please don't see me. This is just like the guard quarters or something, isn't it? No. Oh, could be here a while. Aha! That wasn't so bad, actually. Is this a sneaky back way and I've just, like, bumbled my way into it?
Another trap, most likely. Things are dangerous. 3 of the guards died when the lower hall flooded with steam last week.
Alright. Is that... Oh. I mean, that looks pretty noxious. Shall we try it? Yeah, let's quick save. Not entirely convinced that's actually helped me, you know? Did that in fact achieve anything? I don't think I've ever actually walked through there, but I've got a load of health nowadays. Is it just a way to get past these guys patrolling back and forth? Might be, you know? Uh-oh. Somebody's definitely coming this way, but I don't know where he's gonna stop. And if I... got magic, but they're gonna hear it. Oh, he's walking away. Now we're here. Let's just give ourselves a little bit extra. Peek. Nothing there.
What was that?
Oh, there you are. Crap. Oh god, two of them. Oh, don't forget you've got through voice.
My imagination.
Alright, so there's definitely two of them to watch out for. Tell you what, let's put muffle back on. Invisibility might be a good shout here. Let's see if we can figure out their patterns. I'm sure someone's on the far side of that. Because I can see shadow, except maybe it's just a flickering like a light effect. Let's go for it. Well, alright. Alright, okay, I appear to have somewhat trapped myself. If I cast muffle, am I going to get heard? I'm going to take that one as a no. Now, I know you patrol. This is good. Oh, ooh. Oh. That's less promising. I'm having a flashback. Do I have to assassinate somebody in here later?
No, this can't be happening.
Okay. I mean, is that an oops situation? Maybe you shouldn't play with valves. Is that worth reloading? I mean, I'm going for stealthy, but I didn't actually mean to do that. I did 100% kill him though, didn't I? It sounds very much, but it cleared the room for me. Maybe it's a win in that respect if it clears the room. I don't think I'm actually far enough along. Alright, you know what? It got him out the way, because I think he might have been tough to sneak past. Ooh, what's this? Doesn't look that interesting, does it? Also, I'm struggling to remember now what the super cool thing is. See, the early missions, I know exactly what to steal. That's really interesting. And what Devlin will collect. Later missions, I'm not as sure what that is. To the point that I've actually forgotten for this one. Now, if you want me to go that way, what's this way? Oh, is this another way in? I could have snuck past them all. Could I have done that without killing anybody? Now I feel bad. I mean, I say I feel bad, but I'm actually mostly just amused. Right, let's carry on. This appears to be a balcony. I thought the balcony was after. I'm not sure, but let's go and have a look. I thought the balcony came after. But again, maybe that's... Oh. Maybe that is when... Do I have to assassinate that guy later? I don't remember. I'm sure I escape often by jumping off a balcony with the waterfall, and then just fast traveling as soon as it's gone quiet. Because I usually stick water breathing on and just hide in the water. I'm now not sure. Because I'm sure this bit usually goes tits up. In fact. Nope, nobody here. I'm sure this bit usually goes tits up. I don't see anything over there worth jumping to be honest. I mean, there is something over there, but I don't think it's worth jumping to. Yeah, I could sprint. I could. Is that worth it in any way? I mean, I'm curious, so let's go and have a look. A little bit of whirlwind sprint, eh? Never hurt anybody. Seeing as I never did actually get around to using the I'm not trying to wait. Oh, hang on.
Whoa!
You know what? It might technically be a good hiding place if I ever need to, but it's 100% not worth the jump. Ooh. Yeah. I need the paper and the charcoal. Alright, alright. take 2 rolls. Maybe 3. And some more charcoal. I think you can get away with just 1. Now, is there anything that Devlin might like to give me loads of money for? Or have I already passed it? I suspect I've already passed it. It was probably... What was this? Yeah. Up to 100. Yes. Right. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, I'm starting to think that I actually missed it back in an earlier room. Now, you can go and collect them all. I'm pretty sure you can collect all of them, like, after the fact. So that might be something to come back and do later, like when I'm tidying up all of the quests. Because I'm just not seeing anything. That's a tiny bit frustrating. I could go and have a look. Tempted to go and have a look. Yeah, okay, that was just... I mean, it...
Accidents like this don't just happen. Someone is trying to sabotage my uncle's research.
All right. If there is a thief, he won't leave this tower alive. But shouldn't we inform Master Calcelmo?
I'll deal with my uncle. Just go. Scour this place from top to bottom.
I mean... What? Where did you even come from? Alright, I got a cure for this. I say a cure. Do you just... Oh, do you spawn in because the door's hidden from me, so you decide that that's a nasty little BS trick to pull to make it more difficult? Because there was nobody in this room before I activated that stone. Yeah, I'll take that. I've got loads of them. I'm gonna take that too. Oh crap. Did that just make me visible? It might not have, but... Tell me, do you have anything worth pickpocketing? No. I forgot performing an action makes you visible. I guess he got over his fear where I you know, accidentally triggered all the things and like set off the traps earlier. That does explain though why he'd think there was somebody around to tamper with his uncle's stuff. Right. We're gonna go back in here and see if we can't figure this out. And if not, we can just come out and fast travel. I think we can like fast travel from the balcony. That was a lot easier than I remember it being. I remember it going like being harder to sneak out, but again, I'm going to put that down to the fact that I've completed a whole deal. Stuff is like very, very early on in my playthrough. It's one of the first sets of missions I do, and I've done loads, so that does explain why it's a little bit less challenging than it normally is. Now, if I were something cool, where would I be? I mean, I don't think it's that, because I don't think it comes up as stealing when you find whatever the artifact is. But logically it would have been somewhere around here. Ooh, another skill book that I missed. Don't know what it's a skill book for, but I'll take it. I mean, I'm gonna pick it up anyway. Gosh darn it. Alright. Maybe it was the puzzle cube and I should have picked that up a lot sooner. And for some reason, and I don't know why, I'd forgotten that it would be marked as stealing. Now, can I fast travel? Oh no, wait, I have to return to Einthar. Who is... Wait, what? Alright. What's my quest then? Return to Einthar. Okay, I admire looking at it from up here. It looks gorgeous, but seriously, return to Einthar. I did activate it, didn't I? What does that marker want me to do? Okay. Is this why I normally jump off the balcony to try and get into Waterfall? I don't want to accidentally die. Right, you're not going to let me jump off that way. You're not going to let me jump off that way either. Come on, game, you're no fun. Oh. Oh. Oh, you literally, this is why I always jump off here. You literally want me to take that as the exit. You wanted me to take the dramatic exit. You didn't want me to do it any other way. Well, you have not rendered right at all, have you? You look like, well, it's an interesting texture. In fact, oh god, you know what? This looks rubbish up close, doesn't it? What's happened to the textures here? Everywhere else looks gorgeous, and this place just looks just flat and awful. This is by far the worst effect I've seen. Yeah, we're gonna fast travel and pretend we never actually noticed that. That's a little disappointing. I think, is that the first time I've ever seen really horrible? It must be something to do with Markarth, because obviously the texture of that blacksmith's forge. Everything else looks gorgeous normally. Still, as heists go, I feel that went quite well. Accidental murder notwithstanding. In fact, is it murder if it's accidental? Accidental death. I didn't wish harm on anyone, I just kind of wanted to make them move. Still, not bad, not bad. Nicely done, in fact. I'm a ridiculous thief, but I do it well, so we'll take that as a win. Now, where are you? Now Now you're in the pub. Of course you are. Oh, wait, I know where you are now. Yeah, because you're in the basement with uh Cal Calria? Carlia? I think her name is Carlia. Do you ever see her without her hood? Don't think you do. Digging the music. I mean, it's taking a while to load. It's taking quite a long time to load. Okay.
First war,
Okay.
dragon.
I have disabled that mod. And let's see if it was that.
Everywhere.
Fingers crossed, folks. Alright, alright. Can't believe the door to wedge doors is open. Oh, is it a bit breezy? I think it must be. Please work. It was definitely the mod that was doing that.
We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
On the other hand, once I've done this bit, I'm like reasonably certain there's nothing else that involves me coming back here.
Let's get some mead.
Do I owe meat to somebody? Maybe. You know, I love people's approaches to mods, but maybe for some things, leave some kind of pathing or information that'll let you complete them. You know, the quests if you still haven't done them. It's not necessarily rude, just, you know, think about it. I suppose mods are probably for people who don't really care, but I mean, that was annoying, wasn't it?
Back, eh? And how was our friend Calcelmo? Shh. All right, let's not overdo it. Meet me in my quarters.
I didn't actually
Was there
mean to.
something else?
Yeah, I didn't actually mean to do that.
I suppose it would be inappropriate of me to ask how you obtained this, so I simply won't. A rubbing, eh? Odd. I expected notes. I understand. Now, let me take a good look at this. Over here, please.
Nice to get a good look at Carlia. Does her character model have any hair, or is it literally just the hood?
It appears that Gallus had suspicions about Mercer Frey's allegiance to the guild for months. Gallus had begun to uncover what he calls An unduly lavish lifestyle replete with spending vast amounts of gold on personal pleasures.
Does the journal say where this wealth came from?
Yes, Gallus seems certain that Mercer had been removing funds from the guild's treasury without anyone's knowledge.
Anything else, Enther? Anything about the Nightingales?
Yes, here it is. The last few pages seem to describe the failure of the Nightingales, although it doesn't go into great detail. Gallus also repeatedly mentions his strong belief that Mercer desecrated something known as the Twilight Sepulchre.
Shadows preserve us. So it's true.
I'm not familiar with the Twilight Sepulchre. What is it? What's Mercer Frey done?
I'm sorry, Enther. I can't say. All that matters is we deliver your translation to the guild immediately. Farewell, Enther. Words can't express.
It's all right, Carlia. You don't have to say a word.
Oh, that's nice. Enther's real nice about it.
Listen, all I want is the truth to be revealed to the guild. They respected Carlia, and she deserves better. Do whatever you can, and I'd consider it a personal favor. If trying to rid yourself of stolen goods becomes a burden and you find yourself in Winterhold, visit me at the college. I've been known to handle items of questionable interest from time to time, and I'll see what I can do.
Yes, it's another fence. Don't think I've really used them, but at least I've got one.
If you have further need of me, you can find me in the college.
Awesome, so he's going back to his normal spawn location.
Was there something else?
We must hasten to Riften before Mercer can do any more damage to the guild. You've come this far, so I see no harm in concealing it any longer. The Twilight Sepulchre is the temple to Nocturnal. It's what the Nightingales are sworn to protect with their lives.
He's right there, Carlia. Are you sure you want to be going into this right now?
Everything that represents Nocturnal's influence is contained within the walls of the Sepulchre. Now it seems Mercer's broken his oath with Nocturnal and defiled the very thing he swore to protect. I felt the same way when Gallus first revealed these things to me. I think given time you'll understand what I mean. As a Nightingale, I've been sworn to secrecy regarding the Sepulchre. I know the guild doesn't do much to foster faith, but I'm going to have to ask that you continue to trust me. I'll make for Riften and scout the situation, see if I can discover what Mercer's up to. When you're ready, meet me at the Ragged Flagon. In the meantime, I wanted you to have this. It belonged to Gallus, but given the circumstances, I think he'd approve. If the guild isn't willing to listen to reason, you might have to.
Ooh.
So did Carlia send you again, or are you here on your own this time?
Neither, actually. Neither of you two have just left. But anyway, let's have a look at this Nightingale blade that I'm almost certainly never going to use. Look how kick-ass that is. I thought Fire and Lightning sounded like a cute name. And then there's this one. It's not quite as a cool name as Become Death. I don't think it looks as cool either, but absorb 20 points of health, take 31 points of frost damage to health and stamina. That's not bad. Then I've got... Do you know what? Base Blade. That's 25 points of health and 25 points of stamina. Is not bad. I mean, it's obviously not great. It's a sword, but is it a sword? Oh, that one. I can't wait to get that one out in a fight, by the way. Paralyzed for 5 seconds and fill a soul gem. I'm going to use that when we go hog wild on some Falmer, by the way. That's got to be a sword, right? Let's get it out. Yeah, it's a sword. It looks quite cool. I bet it even improved. That's not terrible. But that is something for next time to think about. Maybe even... No, we're probably not going to use it. I've got Dragonbone stuff. It all looks a lot cooler. But how was that, guys? The Markarth Museum heist. Good times. I thought that went quite successfully. Even with the sorts of accidental murder and not knowing which puzzle... I should have known the puzzle cube was the item to steal from the first place. I don't know how I got so mixed up, but I did. But we went back and we took it anyway, and I'm glad we did. And yeah, it turns out my memory of jumping off into the waterfall is, in fact, because they pretty much force you to do it the cool way, rather than fast traveling out from the top. That's completely fair. I don't fault them for that. I should have put it into third person when I was doing the jump. Wonder if it would have looked good. Hard to say. Too late now, anyway. And oh yeah, never use mods on this area if you've got a mission. It's almost certainly going to break. But thank you for joining me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed playing as ever. And it's been an absolute blast coming back and doing this at such a high level. I mean, it's easy, but it's still fun. I mean, yeah, there's something to be said for having to really work at it and sneaking around, and you get a real sense of accomplishment. I don't get much sense of accomplishment because we're just steamrolling through it, but I get a sense of enjoyment because it's just good times, isn't it? And that's why we love these games. The challenge is fun, but the enjoyment's more fun, especially after the day I had today at work. Ugh, not even going to go into it. But this was a good end to a good day. So thank you for joining me. Next time we will be certainly going back to the Ragged Flagon. We've got some good stuff coming up in the Thieves Guild questline. So yeah, next time we'll just see where the Thieves Guild questline takes us. I can't remember. I think there's some like talking, confrontation, and then I think we sneak into the house, if I remember correctly. But we'll see what it's like when we get there. So that's for next time. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now.